It looks like we're live on Instagram, live on Facebook, live on YouTube. See if that helps. Hang on one second. It's like super bright. Michelle, woohoo! Michelle's first on Instagram. Yeah, that feels better. I was like getting blinded. Blinded. And then I have to turn the microphone on. Susan's here. Woohoo! Facebook, good evening. Susan checking in from California. Instagram's filling in nicely. Rita's here. That's pretty cool. Hi, Rita. How are you? Haven't seen you in forever. I mean, I see you online, but it's not quite the same. So, Christy, all kinds of fun people popping in tonight. Christine, good evening to you. Christine, Finding Balance. So long since we've seen a live video. It's been a week or so. Chris and Phoenix checking in from on YouTube. So we have Marsha's here on Instagram, Facebook's here, Brenda's here, Elise from Wheaton, Shannon checking in from Denver. I can't wait for Denver, man. Colorado Springs. Becky's checking in. Hopefully you'll be there with us as well. Let's see. Nicole says it's been forever. You guys keep saying it's been forever. It's been like a week, less than a week, maybe more than a week, but a week. Heather checking in from Ontario. Good evening. Carrie's here. Good evening to you. Brianna, good evening. Let's see who else we have. Catherine, I'm on your walk right now. Very cool. So are you walking with your phone out like this? Hopefully there's someone near you. Christine says, I have not been on a Weight Watcher cruise before. Nope, I never have. I'm good. I'm not a cruiser per se. I've never been on a cruise. I used to work for the Navy as a contractor, so I've been on sea trials with Navy ships. That was good enough for me. So we got Nicole, Colette checking in from Long Island. Good evening to you. Vicky is here. Tonda, hey on a blue dot day. You made it rhyme. Very, very fun. Hey on a blue dot day. We'll make that a song. Hey on a blue dot day. Da 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 da. Make it like a circus song. Amy is here. Mary, good evening from San Francisco Bay Area. Good evening to you. Rebecca's here. Donna's. Oh yeah, I forgot. Hang on, Facebook. I have to switch it around. I forgot the Facebook screen is not flipped. There you go. Facebook's the only one that allows me to do it. YouTube doesn't allow me to do it, and what's the other one? Instagram does not allow me to do it either. So, Karen's here. Got that. Jeff from Fargo, North Dakota. Renee is here. Gotcha. Dawn out of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Good evening to you. Arkansas, Lee's checking in. Crazy Diane from New York. Diane, I just got your email. I read it just before the show, and I didn't have a chance to reply, so appreciate that. Lou, thebomb.com is on. Hey, on a blue dot day, bomb.com. I don't know how that goes. I'm in a giddy mood, can you tell? It's been a great weekend here. Just relaxing. We didn't go very far at all. Jessica checking in on YouTube. Yes, we just had a great relaxing weekend. I'm battling some feet issues. My Achilles on both ankles are starting to bother me. So I spent pretty much all weekend immobile and then icing them, which felt really good. Dan, good evening. Dan's going to bed. I get it. Me too. Got it. If you go to bed, Dan, then I will as well. We'll just end this thing right here and be done. Lori says, I guess I'm not going to bed now. Exactly. Wendy's here. Woohoo! Wendy's on the show later. Wendy's the third email of this show. Just FYI. Rebecca's here. San Antonio's here. Bloomington. Pat's from here. Just finished a yoga and a Zumba class. Very fun. Got you, Jamie from Arkansas. Good evening to you. Let's see. And then Shannon. I got you. Let's see. Got everybody. When I had to flip the screen around, I lost where my place. So if I missed you, yeah. On YouTube, it's backwards. YouTube, I don't know how to switch the video around. Let me see if I can do it with this. On YouTube, I can't switch the video, best that I know. but on Facebook, I'm allowed to. So yeah, I don't know how to do it on YouTube. So yeah, so YouTube, you get me backwards. Have to ever press that? Oops, cancel. I don't know. See, now I got buttons. See, now I shouldn't be playing with these as we're trying to do the show, because now I have this thing here that, there it is. All right, cool. Marsha's on Facebook. Good evening. Robin from Tennessee, gotcha. Lake Elsinore, California. Renee is here. Cheryl from Virginia, Southern California. Janice is here. First time catching you live. Woo, we do that every once in a while. If you're the first time catching live, we ring a bell. Carrie sent us a bell a long time ago. So, yeah, Jessica, I agree. At least you can see something. If you want it to be, if you want the flag to be proper, then you have to go over on Facebook. These guys over here can see it normal. These guys see it backwards, and these guys here see it backwards. But it's right on Facebook. Would you agree? Minneapolis, Melissa's here. Good evening from North Toronto. Denise is here. Denise has the cutest haircut. Have you guys not seen that? I don't know if Denise shared it in the Wingman group, but I saw it. Denise used to have super long hair. And by the way, if you ever go to Toronto, Denise is a fabulous tour guide. So, and then she got a really cute short haircut. I like it. So, cool. Good to see you. Coletta from Rockford, Illinois. Good evening to you. Renee said, your desire to drink alcohol left me and ecstatic. Good. Keith is here. Sean, New Jersey's here. Good evening. Woohoo! Wendy and Travis, for the first time. Yeah, you get a bell too. Renee says, your shirt rocks the house. Folds of Honor Foundation, that's a, we'll talk about that in a second, but that's the charity we run here for the state of Indiana. So, too fun. Patty from Maryland, good evening to you. Michael, woohoo, see you in a week, less than a week. When do you fly into town? It's like, I know soon, because work on. Let's see, Sherry is here. Let's see, Coletta, got saying hi to Marcia. Joan from Michigan. Lisa, last night at my parents' visit, went out to dinner, listen later. Yep, got you, Lee. We got it. Lee says, and the other Lee says, Facebook is correct. Yep. All right. Carol checking in from Chicago. David from New York, good evening. Erie, Pennsylvania. Kelsey, thank you. Kelsey says, love the podcast. I love you guys back. That's the way it works. Let's see. Wow, so Travis is even on his own account. Woo, very nice. Laura from Florida, got it. Well, cool. Let's get caught up on a couple of different things. Let's see. First and foremost, Denver. Fly out to Denver on Friday. We're going to run a 5K. I forget the name of the city, but part of the international tour. Obviously, the Denver trip's coming right up this weekend. So Denver is July 21st. So here's the deal. I fly out. Get this, right? I leave here on Friday. I work all day Friday. I leave here on Friday. Fly to Denver Friday night, got a direct flight, run the race in the morning, and then I fly back in the afternoon, and I'm back here for Sunday. We have a golf tournament on Sunday, golf tournament on Monday, and then a couple other things that week as well. So from Thursday to Tuesday, completely crazy, but it's all good. So Westminster is what Shannon says. So it's in Westminster, which is, I don't know what that means. I say Denver, you say Westminster. So we're in Westminster on Saturday morning. It's a 5K. If you want the information, probably at this point, the best way is to go to fatdag.com, click on events, keep an eye on there. You can see what's going on there, but you have to register for that race separate if you want to. When you register on fatdag.com, all you're doing is letting me know you want to get information later. And then once I get the information, I push it out, which is what we just did in Denver. My plans for Denver got completely changed. So I'll be honest with you guys, I'm coming out just for this and flying right back. So it was that important for me to be out there. I mean, I said I was going to do it. I'm going to do it. I think someone asked me, they said, why would you fly out there, for just a handful of people? I'm like, because you have no idea how many handfuls of people touch other handfuls of people who touch other handfuls of people, and we're completely changing lives. That's what this is about. So yeah, so I get in around 5 o'clock p.m. on Friday, which is what, 7 or 8 o'clock time Eastern. So I get at 5 p.m. We run the race in the morning, and I have a 5 o'clock flight home. I don't think I'm in Denver for 24 hours, less than 24 hours. So it's going to be fun, though. We're going to have a blast. So that's the update on Denver. After that, we do Philadelphia. I sent an email out to those of you who registered for Philadelphia. That's coming right up. Indianapolis is next, Washington, D.C., and then we end it in San Francisco on November 10th. So again, if you haven't registered, fatdag.com, click on the event tab. And really at this point, all you're doing is telling me you want to get more information as the event comes up, and then I'll push the information out to you once we pick a race. And the Philadelphia folks right now, I don't have any plans for Philadelphia, so we have to do that. Carrie, much absolutely noted that that the altitude and the air and the temperature in Denver is going to be a difficult challenge. It's a 5K, and then my intent is to get with the group and see what the group wants to do. And if we run it slow, we run it slow. If we walk it, we walk it. But absolutely, health and safety is the first priority. The priority really is hanging out. So because it's such a short visit, we may end up just walking the whole thing, depending on who wants to do what. We'll make that decision in the morning. But Carrie, definitely taking that under advisement. And so it's not, and I'm not doing the half. I'm doing just the 5K, which not much different. I get it, but that's the deal there. So that again, that's the update on. Yeah, I saw that too, Carrie. It's mostly pea gravel. So that's the update on the international tour. Thanks for that. Other cool news is today I got a web store launch. Remember a couple days ago I wore a shirt with the embroidery of the Wise Advice logo. So that is now on fatdag.com. If you go to fatdag.com, click on the web store, you'll see that. All the proceeds from that help generate the money for this show. I'm working real soon to kind of just be to get rid of the advertising space here. I want to connect better, and I love the advertisers. They've done a great job with helping me keep this thing going. But I think it's time where we self-sustain this. We take control back into our community. We say we don't need the advertising. We can support it on our own. So I'm looking to kind of break those ties, and so this web store helps me do that for one. Patreon continues to help me do that for two. You can find both those links on fatdag.com. But I promise you, if you check out the apparel store, you will not be disappointed. The fabric, the quality, everything in there is fantastic. For those of you who remember, I used to sell this stuff for the many years to different pro shops in the area, and it is hands down a very high-end fabric, high-end material. So that's how I chose them to bring on board. They're amazing partners. They gave me the platform to do that with. So cool. That's that. What other updates do we have to need? I think those are the big ones. That's it. Shall we get into the show? I think we should. Episode 205. Whew. FYI, because the way the week is shaping up, so we know we have Weight Watcher meeting Tuesday, Weight Watcher meeting Thursday, fly to Denver Friday. I will do a show tomorrow night. And then Wednesday, Denise, I agree. I completely agree, Denise. Denise says she loves the idea of no advertising. I do too. So, but just FYI. So the reason I brought the advertisers on is because it's expensive, and so they help cover it. But I promise you, the amount of work that I have to put in to keep that part going, it's just easier if we just became self-sufficient. And so that's kind of what I'm working on. So very cool. All right, so episode 205, let's get this thing rolling. I think I was saying something and I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, anyway, so I remember now. So tonight we'll do a show. Obviously, we're doing it right now. Tomorrow, I promise you we'll get a show in tomorrow night. I'll make a decision on Wednesday later. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, you will not hear from me at all. I promise that as well. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of the following week, I'll be sleeping. And then, maybe. So tonight we'll do a show. Tomorrow night we will do a show. I'll flip a coin for Wednesday. And then after Wednesday, like I said, you won't hear a thing from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. The best would be a week from this Wednesday would be the earliest. So anyway, so that's what we're gonna do one tonight and do one tomorrow night. So cool. Amy's asking if I'm loving not having the long commute. Yes, totally. So I was able to get my running back in because my long commute turned into a run. So that's pretty cool. Donna, senior moment. I know. Hang on. Let's do a mic check. Get your water ready, right? You guys know that. Get your water ready. Let's do this. Mic check. Testing. 1, 2. Audio looks good. See if it sounds good. Perfect. All right, so here we are. So yep, we are episode 205. Weather on Saturday is 95 in Denver. 95, but we're gonna be, the race starts at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning, and we'll be done by 9. So hopefully it's not 95 by 9 o'clock in the morning. It may be, but you know. Cheers. Let's do this. Cheers. Woohoo. Yum. I tell you, you know, water is awesome if you drink it. So I think we have everything. Shannon says we will be fine. And Shannon, I agree. Depending, like I said, depending on how many people show up, we may run, we may walk. I don't know. We'll just kind of just really want to hang out, you know. I don't really care what we do. I'm gonna be there so short. I'm not even gonna be there 24 hours. I'm gonna get in at, you know, a little after 5 and be back in the airplane before 5. So 23 hours in Denver. Very fun. And then to Westminster, wherever that is. Episode 205. You ready? Are you ready? Let's make sure we're recording. We are. Whew. All right, let's do this. Travis and Wendy, you still here? You better be. I am your host, Fat Dag. You're listening to Wise Advice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at fatdag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Wise Advice. Send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello there. Welcome to episode 205 of Wise Advice. And man, it's always good to be hanging out here, hanging out live just before the show. We're chatting with the folks on Facebook, chatting with the folks on Instagram, hanging out with folks on YouTube. And we're just kind of catching up, you know, and that's kind of the best part about this is that we spend a good 10-15 minutes before the show just seeing how you're doing, what's going on, what do you need to talk about. I end up sharing a little information about Denver. The international tour comes to Denver this July 21st. It's coming up in less than a week. Plane ticket to purchase, hotel room is booked, flying 2,000 miles to run 3.1. It makes a ton of sense, but it's all about being there in the moment with an amazing group of people who understand exactly what it is we're going through. So can't wait to head out to Denver. After that, you know, we end up going into Philadelphia, back here in Indianapolis, and then we over to Washington, D.C., and then we end the international tour this year in San Francisco, and we're already making plans for 2019. I'll give you a little teaser. I think we're talking Atlanta. I think we're talking Tampa. I think we're talking Phoenix. I think those are on the list. And so we'll also have to hit something else. Maybe we'll hit Europe this time. I don't know. We'll have to see what the tour demands. We'll go from there. But I want to open the show real quick. I get a lot of conversations often about freestyle, right? And folks juggling back and forth in the freestyle world. And a good friend of mine, Ted Kyle, he's an amazing dude. He's the guy that really kind of helped me in a way. So the first time I met Ted, I had already made goal. I was already very happy with my journey, very proud of myself. I was feeling like $1 million, and he's the first person that challenged me to continue to keep thinking long beyond the fact that I made goal. And so what he said to me, and I had a chance to fly up to DC and speak to a group of advocates who advocate on our behalf. And he was the first person to look at me and said, Mike, I get all this, but how do you manage your obesity now? And if you've listened to an earlier podcast, you'll know that it took me off guard when he said that, because I wanted to say, Ted, I'm not obese. What are you talking about? And so he said, Mike, what are you doing to manage your obesity now? And so it took me back. And anyway, we had a great conversation, but he cemented in my brain a term that forever I understand now, that I will manage this for the rest of my life. And so he puts out an amazing blog. I think he does it daily. It seems like I get him daily. But anyway, but this one here, I just want to draw your attention to it. I will put a link in the show notes for it. I actually put it in the Wise Wingman Facebook group earlier tonight. I put it on my Facebook page, and it's also on Twitter. But in essence, what he says is the persistent magical thinking about fruits and vegetables. And we tell each other, he says, what's the number one way Americans are fighting obesity? Yep, you guessed it. We're eating less and we're moving more. And what's number two is that we're eating more fruits and salads, and vegetables, which is great. But he asked the question, is that paying off? And then he dives into the data that says, no, it's actually not paying off. Eating more fruits and vegetables is not the answer that we're looking for. You've got to go read the article, but he goes in a little detail and says, actually, it's not a bad thing to be eating fruits and vegetables. Not at all. That's actually a great thing. But what we're doing is we're not changing our behavior, and all we're doing is we're adding fruits and vegetables. So we're still eating all the same bad ways, same bad habits, and now we're adding fruits and vegetables on top of those bad habits. So we're really not getting the true net gain that fruits and vegetables should be giving us. And my analogy, and I kind of reframed it on Twitter, was I was the guy that would go into McDonald's and I would order a Diet Coke so that I could get a large French fry when I was on a diet. Before I was on a diet, I wanted regular Coke and a small fry. But as soon as I went to Diet Coke, it got me back up to a large French fry. So that's the mindset we want to trick up, and we want to really get to the point where this is not a lifestyle. We're not saying add fruits and vegetables. We're saying swap something you normally eat for a fruit or a vegetable, make it a replacement, completely change your life. But I just want to give a shout out to Ted. An amazing article he wrote. This July 15th is when he wrote it. So that was today. So it's great job, Ted. Sir, thank you for being an amazing advocate on our behalf, and looking forward to seeing you again. Like I said, I'll put a link in the show notes for that, but it's certainly all over the Facebook and all over the internet. You can find it there. Before we dive into the first email of the show, you can find the show in the App Store. Go to your App Store, look for Wise Advice. Continue to share this with your friends. Download numbers are just incredible. It's a little over 2.5 or 2.2 million downloads, something crazy. But that's all because you guys continue to share. Let people know they can download the app in the App Store. They can find it on Spotify. You can find it anywhere we can find a podcast. On Facebook, Paul checks in. Paul is across the street, so he's probably watching my light in my living room at the moment. Good evening, sir. Good evening to see you. Out of Oklahoma, Debbie writes this, says, hey, Fat Dag, I did it. I hit goal today, a total loss of 96.6 pounds. Before I weighed in this morning, I'd already decided that whatever the scale said today, it was going to be my goal weight, because I woke up, I got ready, and I had that feeling of this is it, you're at goal. Little did I know, I'd be almost 3 pounds below my official goal weight of 135. Although I had been skeptical of your goal is a feeling advice, I am no longer. It has been a 10-year journey thus far because I'm not done. I'm just moving to the next chapter of my managed obesity plan. As I posted a couple days ago on Connected in the Wise Wingman Facebook page, I made a decision, a promise to myself 10 years ago at age 54 in August of 2008 that I would become a healthier version of me. I started my journey at 229 pounds at 5'3". That's a lot of extra weight to carry around, pretty much hating my life, especially myself. I tried every fad diet out there, almost killing myself on a starvation diet, coupled with running. Yes, I did lose some weight, and I was becoming a better runner, but I yo-yoed up and down like crazy. In February 2016, at a point when I thought I was looking and feeling pretty good, I went on a mother-daughter trip to Disney World to celebrate our daughter's 40th birthday. This was our dream trip. You see, she's a runner too, and our husbands happily allowed us the opportunity to take this trip together without them and run in the Run Disney Princess Challenge. It's a 5K, a 10K, and a half marathon over 3 days. Well, we had a great time. We did well in the challenge. We each came back with 4 awesome blingy medals and a ton of pictures. It was these pictures that made me cringe when I saw them. In that moment, I found my why. I was so sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, and I was hating every picture that I was in, and I was trying to outrun my fork. Granted, it took me until September 2016 to make the decision to rejoin Weight Watchers at 160.2 pounds, mostly because I was embarrassed to rejoin again for the umpteenth time. But Weight Watchers is the only program that has truly ever worked for me, and I felt it was sustainable. Besides that, Oprah told me I can eat bread. I knew when I rejoined this time that something was different, that I would never have to rejoin again because I was never going to quit. I knew this had become a lifestyle, not a diet, and that I stopped when I reached goal. So day by day, week by week, month by month, I persevered, slowly losing the weight. Then about 3 months ago, I listened to your podcast, number 72, about complacency. Yep, that was about me. Starting that day, I set a goal of getting blue dots every day for a week. The week turned into 3 months, only missing a blue dot day once, and that was the one day I had a medical procedure performed. In those 3 months of blue dots, I lost 15 pounds. Amazing how the plan works when you work it. So thank you, Mike, for the kick in the rear when I needed it the most. It was a pleasure meeting you in Tulsa in May during your international tour, and I hope I'll be able to make another meetup in the future because we are all better together. Sorry for the long email, but I had to share my heart. Thank you very much for what you bring to the Weight Watcher community, and thank you for your service to our great country. With gratitude, Debbie at War Acres, Oklahoma. Debbie, what an awesome, awesome, awesome email. Goal. 96.6 pounds. You did that. You did it. You set a goal. You went after it. You absolutely tore it up. And you got to the point where you hopped on the scale and you said, I don't want to lose any more weight. I love that you said that, I think so many people doubt when I say goal is a feeling. They don't truly understand what that means. And so you were even 3 pounds away and didn't fully understand it until you actually wake up and say, no. Whatever this is, whatever feeling I have right now, that I want to capture for life. That's what you did. You hopped on the scale. You called that goal. What an amazing journey it is. So keep doing what you're doing. You're absolutely right. You will have to manage obesity for the rest of your life. If you go to managedobesity.com, it's my little blog post about how I plan on doing that as well. But that's what we have to do. That's what we have now signed up for. We have not signed up to just simply lose some weight and quit. We have all signed up to manage our obesity for the rest of our life. That's what we're doing. Getting to goal, hopping on the scale, not wanting to lose any more weight, that is a crucial step in this process, but that is not the end result. You can cross that finish line. I'm very adamant that you have to declare a goal. You have to run as hard and as fast as you can to get there. And when you get there, you start all over managing this for life. So keep up the amazing work, Debbie, for that. Now here you are, back in your earlier days, starting at 229 at 5'3", tried every single fad diet out there, killing yourself almost on starvation, and then at that point trying to outrun your fork. We talk about this all the time, and it absolutely is a way that it can be done up until the point where you can no longer move. There will come a point in your journey where you become injured, you become older, you just simply aren't able to perform at the exact same level that you can now. And at that point, if you haven't gotten the eating side of this under control, you're in for a completely different journey. And on top of that is to simply try and just continue to burn more calories than you're eating, but never ever even be conscious of understanding how many calories you are eating. Really is a recipe for disaster, and you can't do this forever. It does make you sick and tired, and you get that sick and tired feeling. And then here you are with an amazing day. You go all the way to Disney. You run 3 races, a 5K, a 10K, and a half marathon, 3 days back to back to back. That's an incredible accomplishment. And you did that, and then now the first thing you do, the thing you want to celebrate by looking at the photos, and you hate the way you look at them. That is absolutely where you go, ding, 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 I've got it. I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. I just want to eat healthy. I want to live healthy, and I don't ever want to have to worry about that at all. I'm very proud of you for walking back into the Weight Watcher meeting room September 2016, making that decision to rejoin. Now, I get that a lot of us, and for those of you who are listening out now who may not be tied into your meeting, or folks who are thinking about coming into your new meeting, it's a common feeling for us to say, I'm embarrassed to go back to the meeting. But I promise you, I've been now a leader for, a little over almost 2 years. Certainly these are my opinions and my opinions alone, but as being a leader for the last 2 years, I cannot tell you how many times I've seen people come into the meeting room and the room welcomes them with open arms. There is no shame. There is no, why is that person here? This is a community of people who get it. It's that simple. So if that's where you're at in your journey, do exactly what Debbie did. Get back into the meeting, decide that you're doing this for life, and go hit your goal. You absolutely can do that. So, and sometimes you get that point when you rejoin that thing, just let me believe in you until you believe in yourself, and things will click. You will get to a point where you say something is different. This isn't a diet. This is just now how I live and manage my life. So continue doing what you're doing. I love the last couple paragraphs. When you finally said that you set a goal of getting blue dots every day for a week, and then that turned into 3 months, and then lost 15 pounds subsequently. So that's the piece that we somewhat forget is members following the plan can expect to have great results. We forget what members following the plan is, and we forget that who devised the plan is. It's not one of those members following their own plan. Here's a plan that's been outlined. The plan clearly works. You absolutely were able to do it. Debbie, I'm incredibly proud of you. It was truly an honor to run with you in Oklahoma, out in Tulsa. Tulsa is probably a routine stop on the tour. I'll give you that heads up. So we'll probably, with worst case scenario, we'll see you next year as well. Maybe we'll see if we can squeeze something in. There's a rumor that I may be in Tulsa in September. We'll talk about that later on. But Debbie, again, congratulations on hitting goal. Very, 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 very proud of you. I told you you could do it, and you went out and you did it. So keep doing what you're doing. Liz writes in next. Liz says, hey, I thought I would take your advice and put pen to paper and write down my why. Now I know my why. It's been up in my head for a while now, but I've never taken the time before now to write it down. And yes, Fat Dag, you were right. The power of the written word. This journey is definitely a cerebral one, and you are so spot on the money as you are with most of your insights, principles, and just good old common sense. You, however, express it in such a way that many can get it. And for that, I thank you profusely. So back to my why. My most compelling why is my mother. You see, she lived her last 10 years on this earth in a wheelchair, confined, constricted, unable to indulge in many of life's waning pleasures. She had many health issues, but the crippling arthritis and osteoporosis were most debilitating. She had struggled for years with her obesity and never really succeeded. Well, oh yes, she lost some weight and she yo-yoed and did what almost all of us have done as we struggle with obesity. I too have tried to slay the dragon of obesity, but it's eluded me too. Well, up until now. Now I'm going to slay this dragon once and for all. I do not want to live out my remaining years in a wheelchair, if I can help it. I plan to take back my health. I have recently entered Wonderland, a place I hadn't seen in many years, decades even, but I'm here and I'm not leaving ever. I also have hit another decade and I'm over the moon about it. This time I am going to do it. I will slay this dragon. I believe in me finally. Well, thank you for believing me way before I believed in myself. I can do it, and I will reach goal, whatever that number is. I don't really know yet. With each day, I become mentally stronger. Now back to my mother. At the end, she broke her hip, not from a fall, but from just twisting her overlarge body each day. The hip bones just gave out. She spent her last few months in between hospitals and nursing homes and never made it home again. One day she lamented to me, "What did I ever do to deserve this?" Well, I knew what she meant. She had been prodded, pulled at, poked, stabbed with needles, and endured more indignities than one person should ever have to endure. No one deserves that. But afterwards, I thought about her words and I said to myself, "No, Ma, it wasn't what you did. It's what you didn't do. You didn't take care of yourself the way you should have. You took care of everybody else, but you neglected your own care. And here I am doing the same thing." Well, lightning flash, but no more. I am done. I am going to slay this dragon, get to goal, and stay there. With every fiber of my being, I believe this. The trick is to replace bad habits with good habits, not just keep them on life support. It's what I've been always doing in the past. I finally learned that. It doesn't matter how old you are, do it now. Be kind to yourself. And making healthy choices is the best way to be kind to ourselves. Give yourself a gift, the gift of a healthier you. I wish you all good focus. And thank you, Fat Dad, for your podcast. It's been an indispensable tool for me and it's helped me keep focus. My accountability buddies, too, they're amazing and they've helped me immensely. I guess for most of us, it's true. We just cannot do this alone, and that's okay. It's okay to need others. Maybe along the way, I can help others too. Bless you, Fat Dag, and your beautiful family. Looking forward to many more podcasts from you, Liz. Liz, congratulations on finding your why, which means you absolutely can set and hit whatever goal you want to get. So congratulations first and foremost for that. And my heart breaks for you and the story you shared with your mom. My condolences to your entire family in that regard. But I'm honored to know that in her days, she passed on a pretty powerful message to you, one that she passed it on in a way where you actually understand it now. And that's the cool thing, is that you now have the ability to completely change your life as a result of the way she lived hers. And sometimes that's the greatest gift we can give someone, is the power for them to completely change their lives. And she's done that for you. And so let's celebrate that for just a moment. But I love how you opened your email saying that, writing this down is incredibly powerful. And so folks, I try and tell you that all the time. And I don't say it for the sake of the show. I don't want you to email me in just so simply I have more emails to read. That's not why I want you to do it. If you sat there and wrote it down but never sent it to me, that would be fine too. But what I want you to do is I want you to write it down, because when you take the pen, when you take paper and you actually make the keystrokes, the hand strokes to put the letters on paper, your brain has to slow down just a bit. Your brain is incredibly powerful. Your brain has the ability to speak and process and think much more quicker than anything else does. Your hand cannot keep up. So as you now are forced to write it down, you now allow yourself to dig deeper in that brain, to slow down the entire thing, and to then, I'm not a psychologist, I've never studied the brain, I just know how I operate as well, and I've seen it through so many of you, that when you put it down on paper, you understand it differently. If you want to send it in, we'll certainly share it with the community. That's just a bonus, but you really just need to get it written down so that you understand why you are on this journey. So here we are now. You're now saying you don't want to live your life in a wheelchair, like your mom, if you can help it. Now, certainly there are scenarios where that's a great life. That can be an amazing life for so many people. But you have now the ability to take control of your own health, the things you can do with your own health by choosing what you eat, by choosing how you move, by choosing what exercise you do. You have the option to completely reverse things that you may have previously given up on. I want you to focus on those. And for so long, it may have eluded so many of us. But what has happened is we live life intentionally, and we choose things that become important to us. If we put the importance in our health, that becomes where you focus. That becomes what you're after, and that becomes how you live and work every single day. I want you to do that. I want you to wake up every single day on fire. I want you to say, yes, I recognize the bad habits that I have in my life. I recognize things that for so long maybe have put me in a spot where I'm maybe giving up some of my health benefits. When you recognize those bad habits, and then you now substitute them with better habits, and you continue to make improvements in that lane, the next thing you know, you have now completely changed your life. It does not matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how young you are. Do it now and be kind to yourself. Give yourself that gift. I love the words that you've used when you said that. Go get it. It's there. I'm telling you, I see so many emails come into my inbox where people are, off this medication, off that medication. And for those of us who have made the choice to be unhealthy previously, we can now make the choice to be healthy on our own. And that looks different for every single person, but it starts with you wanting to do it. That's what I want you to do. I want you to get mad at this. I want you to say, I want to do this. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I've learned finally that I can do this. If you're at a point in your journey where you don't quite believe in yourself yet, that's fine. Trust me on this one. You've heard in the first two emails of the show, they both open up by saying, Fat Dag, you're right. So trust me on this one. You can do this. If you don't believe it yet, that's okay. Just don't quit on yourself. At some point, you will wake up and say, oh my God, I did it. I don't want to lose any more weight. I hit my goal. I did everything I want to do. I believe in myself. And it's at that point that you reach back and you find someone else along this journey and you say, hey, let's do this together. Come with me. I believe in you because I did it as well. So Liz, thank you for your amazing email. I'm incredibly proud of you. Thank you for sharing so that we too can share that with the amazing community. Next up, also out of Oklahoma, sorry, not out of Oklahoma, Wendy and Travis out of Missouri write in, says, hey, Fat Dag. Wendy writes in, hey, Fat Dag, I have to thank you, as everyone else does, for what you give to this community, the country, and many organizations to which you have a hand in. The world truly is a better place with you in it. After meeting you in Tulsa, my husband Travis and I have been inspired beyond just our weight loss journeys. The kindness and the generosity you spread is truly contagious. I want to let you know your podcast literally moves me. My husband and I listen every morning, well, except for the days that we don't, during our 2-mile walk. Lately, my work schedule has thrown my routine off and has added extra stress to my life. I have an attendance goal to do some sort of exercise every day. I've been doing this since January 19th, and I haven't missed a single day. Well, last night, before I knew you were going to do a live show, we got called away from our home, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to exercise or reach my 12,000 step goal. I was so deflated. We got home, and I was so tired. Here I'd been so diligent about meeting my exercise attendance goal, and I was going to lose my streak. Then, when I was just about to kiss my streak goodbye, I got a notification that you were live. I climbed on my stationary bike, which is not my preferred form of exercise, and I pedaled while I watched your live podcast. 38 minutes later, I had met my step goal and I had fulfilled my attendance goal. Boom! Just like that, I was instantly feeling better. I know if it had not been for your live podcast, I would have gone to bed 4,000 steps short of my goal, and hard telling how long I would have beaten myself up for letting my streak end. Thank you. Thank you for being my wingman and providing me with one of my greatest tools to help me in my journey. I can't wait to celebrate goal and lifetime with you and all of the wingmen. We will see you in November, Wendy, and of course Travis. So Wendy joins us over earlier on Facebook. I see her now on Instagram. So Wendy and Travis, you guys are absolute rock stars. It was an honor to meet you guys in Tulsa. I had forgotten that you drove all the way down from middle of Missouri or somewhere in there to make that trip. How cool was that we had an opportunity to meet up? You guys are amazing. That whole group was amazing. I'm going to take a little plug here for the international tour. If you have not signed up to join us on the tour, this is what it's all about. It's not about running a 5K. We can all do that anytime we want if we want. It's not about walking together. It's about building a community of people who understand each other in a slightly different environment. That's what this is all about. So it's a true honor to Wendy and Travis to have met you. We had the luxury of hanging out in the evening a couple nights as well, which was absolutely a blast. That they got to see a whole different side of some of the other things I do, and I think for a little while they were probably caught off guard. I'll tell you up front, Budweiser for me is 0 points. When I'm at a party for some of the charity work that we do, and there's Budweiser there, I call them 0 points and I move on. It's just the way it has to be. And sorry, Wendy and Travis, you had to witness that. But I think we're doing okay. But let's get back to this. And so I love your email. I love the fact that you have a 12,000 step goal daily. I love that the two of you every single morning are getting out doing this together. And I absolutely love those two aspects of it. You're absolutely doing amazing work. I want to take a quick little caution for you, and it sounds a lot like your attendance goal really looks like a performance goal. And when I say I want you to set an attendance goal, what I want you to do is deliberately do something. And if you had come home from that day, and being 4,000 steps shy, but you actually deliberately walked around the block 2 times and maybe got another couple hundred steps, that is an attendance goal because you're deliberately doing something different. Now, I'm actually glad that we actually conveniently, if you know what that means, right? Conveniently, I did a live show that night, which put you back on the bike. Hopefully you and Travis weren't fighting over which one was going to get the bike. 38 minutes later, boom, you're into your 12,000 steps day. It's an amazing accomplishment where have that streak going and just keep up with just deliberately wanting to do something different every single day. That's what I mean by attendance goals. And folks, you have 2 different options here. I'm a big fan of setting goals, but what I don't want you to do, I said this on more than one podcast, is I don't want you to get to the point in your exercise journey. I was talking with Fran the other night on Instagram. She messaged me over on Instagram. And we're talking about like I want to be a personal trainer in a sense where, the day one you show up and say, you know what, have a seat. Let's walk around the gym. Okay, you're done for the day. And I want the people to be like, what? Like, no, that's all we're just going to walk around the gym once. And then come back tomorrow and we'll walk around the gym once or so. Granted, no one would pay for that because they would laugh at me, but I promise you, if I could develop that program where you showed up and you hung out with me every single day and all we did was walk every single day until you built the habit of showing up every single day, we would slowly increase the distance and you wouldn't even notice it. Next thing you know, boom, you're hitting 10,000 steps a day and you don't even know you're doing it. But if I make you show up on day one and you say, hey, let's go run a 5K, and all of a sudden maybe you're able to do it, maybe you're not, who knows? But say you're able to do it, but now you can't walk for the next month because your ankles hurt, your arms hurt, your knees hurt, your whole body aches. Well, what good does that do if you can only work out 1 day a month? I want you to set an attendance goal to do something every single day that you can repeat every single day. And when you get to the point where it becomes extremely easy, that's the point when you kind of amp it up a little bit into the performance category. Set your attendance goal first. I remember on an earlier podcast too, we talked about someone talking about a workout DVD that they couldn't do the entire thing. And my thought was, well, put the thing on play, watch the first 10 minutes, exercise the middle 5, and then watch the last 15. And you get 5 minutes worth of exercise, but you spend 30 minutes doing it. Do that, and then maybe a week later you watch the first 10, or you mix it up. Maybe you exercise for the first 5 and watch the last 25. The point is so many of us are afraid to get going because we don't have the energy to sustain a 30-minute workout or an hour-long workout. That's not what you have to do. What you have to do is just want to do something deliberate every single day that you're currently not doing. I've told folks, drive to the gym, walk in the parking lot, walk in, say hi to the receptionist, turn around and walk out. Do that for 30 days. At some point, you'll walk past the receptionist and you'll walk around the gym. Do that for 30 days. Next thing you know, you'll be on the machine. You'll be doing something. Build up. You have the rest of your life to do this. You're not going to lose this weight this week. You have the rest of your life to build healthy habits. And I want you to change those bad habits of not working out into good habits of working out. But you can't go from not working out to running a marathon overnight. It's not going to work that way. What I want you to do is set an attendance goal where I'm going to do something deliberate every single day, and slowly I'll increase it. Wendy, thanks for putting me on a little bit of a rant with that one, but I really, really appreciate that. You and Travis are amazing folks. I had a blast hanging out with you. I cannot wait to see you in November. I'm truly honored that you're taking the time to come all the way over to Indianapolis in November to hang out here. Truly, truly appreciate that. So, and then, when you get here in November, I think we'll probably have some celebrations to do, and that'll be kind of fun as well to hang out in that capacity. Celebrating is the best part of this journey. I want you to find goals every step of the way, to find something every single day to celebrate. I put it on Twitter. I asked you, I said, what makes you so awesome? What makes you awesome? Why are you awesome? And I want you to tell me, because you need to build your internal support system, because you will have you for the rest of your life. And you find something every single day to celebrate. Those celebrations make you want to continue working hard to celebrate new things and experience new exciting things. Those celebrations are what will carry you to goal. What is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to fatdag.com, click on the Wise Advice Podcast link, send in your celebrations, your comments, your questions. I'll work them in as part of the show. You actually can email in at onair@fatdag.com, and the reason I want you to email in those celebrations is because I want you to be proud of what you're doing. I want you to put your pen to paper. I want you to type it out. More importantly, I want the world to know how awesome you are, because then I want them to know that they are awesome too, and then we share it with the entire world. That is how we make a difference. That's how we completely change our lives. Well, that's going to do it for this time. Remember, losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. Whew. A little bit of a rant there. Wendy got me on a rant. I don't know what that was about, but hey, it's all good. Bev says, exercise is hard for me to keep doing. No, Bev, you're thinking of it wrong, right? You don't need to be doing exercise. Just find something, set a goal every day to walk 2 laps around your kitchen, around your house. That's it. That's exercise. That really is. And so, if you're laughing and saying, oh, I can do that. Okay, well then set a goal to do it 2 times a day. But so many of us think that exercise has to be put on gym clothes, put on sneakers, and go for a run. That's not what exercise is. You just can't stop trying, as Willa says, and you just say, I just need to do something deliberate so I can check it off and said I do it. So very, 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 very fun. A healthy weight. Thank you for being so inspiring. Hey, I tell you, I don't try and be inspiring. I'm just telling you what I'm feeling when I lived through this, and so I did it in a sense where I mean, for years and years and years, I was beat down. And I finally escaped that. I don't ever want to be beat down again. And so and I'm just a regular dude. Trust me, you can ask Wendy and Travis. I'm just a regular dude in that sense. And so I'm a regular dude that found a new life. And all I want to do is say, you can do this. If I, as a regular dude working 18 trillion jobs, if I can do this, you can do this. Trust me on that. So, yeah, Debbie says, get up when the commercials come on and go for a walk. Yep. Little things, you know. Wendy says, sorry to start the rant. You know, I don't know. You know, it's funny when I look at my notes, I didn't have rant. You know, I didn't have, hey, Mike, it's time to go on a rant. I had none of that. And it just came out. So, funny. Let's see. See if I can scroll through. Candy says, somehow I always get into the show at the very end. That's okay. I'll make it live or recorded. So real quick, let me reemphasize this. I probably should put it in the podcast too. Someone remind me on the next live show tomorrow night. We talked about is follow me on Twitter. The Wise Advice account on Twitter is the best way to know when I'm going to do the show live. Every time, because as soon as I decide I'm going to do it, I put it out on Twitter. Most days you'll get a few hours notice. Worst case scenario, you'll get about 15, 20 minutes notice, but Twitter will always tell you I'm going to go live. If you follow the Wise Advice account, turn on notifications. I don't use that account for much more than just this show. If you follow the Fat Dag account, different, you know, don't turn the notifications on that one. It may drive you crazy. But follow the Wise Advice Twitter account. It'll remind you every single time we go live, so you're not coming in on the tail end if you want. So, Paul says the rant is brilliant. Very cool. I'm waiting for Paul to come over and knock on my window or something. That would be kind of funny. Funny. So a healthy weight says complacency is my nemesis in the past. Thanks to you, I have a new focus. So hopefully you've listened to episode 72, and that's where you're getting that episode. I need to go back and listen to episode 72. And then maybe I will go back and re-record a new complacency episode in the next couple weeks or so. We'll see. Linda, good evening. Yeah, we're all done, Linda, but we're gonna hang out for another couple minutes or so. But it's good to see you for sure. It's always good to see all of you guys. So it's my favorite part. I wish I had the ability to do this, more than just daily. It would be way more fun. Anyway, so. Do this. Go to the website, right? Go to fatdag.com. Click on the web store. Check it out. Even if you don't want anything, I get that, but just go check it out. I want to get your feedback on that. I promise you, it's good stuff. The more of that kind of trends comes through here, the less advertising we have to throw through the show. So that's the goal. Certainly, you can join the Patreon community. You can do that as well. Both of these are completely voluntary. I'm going to make this thing work no matter what. It's that important, but we'll get there. So, Andrea says 43 is your favorite episode so far. I don't remember 43. Yep, got it. A Healthy Weight says my favorite episode. You've talked about a number in the past. It got me thinking, and 72 is it. Last year I heard podcast 72, and it's all clicking. Perfect. That's exactly it. So, cool. Well, Instagram, we're going to lose you in a minute 30, minute 22 at this point. So, yes, we will do a show tomorrow night. That I promise you. I'll put it on Twitter as soon as I hang up this thing. I will tweet it out. So, again, follow me on Wise Advice over on Twitter. You'll know that. But tomorrow night, positive, we'll get a show in. And then who knows? Because, again, from there I go to, meeting. Fly to Denver for the weekend, and then back a golf tournament on Sunday, golf tournament on Monday, Weight Watchers meeting on Tuesday, and then at best Wednesday. So tomorrow night we'll get a show in. You will see that, and then just kind of keep an eye on me on social media, and we'll see what transpires. Maybe we'll try and do live from Denver, but don't count on it, right? So, but nothing else. We will see you all tomorrow night. Do me a favor, go somewhere, tell someone about it, right? Tell someone on Facebook, on Connect, on Instagram, wherever you are. Take a screen capture of this and say tomorrow night Let's blow this thing up. Let's get 1 million people here, all tracking and changing our lives together. So on that note, Instagram, 19 seconds, we're going to lose you. Thank you very much for being here. Thanks for being part of this amazing community. What you do matters, and I believe 100% you can do this. So it's not a question of if, it's when. You absolutely can do it. Good night. So Instagram's gone. Always sad to lose them. You guys know that. Facebook, you guys know you're my favorite. YouTube, let's hang up YouTube second, and we'll do a good evening to the YouTube crowd. YouTube, thanks for being here. Your comments harder for me to see sometimes. I have to scroll through. They don't stay up like they do on Facebook. So looks like Jessica and Rosie was there. But guys, thank you for being here. Mary's out of St. Paul, Minnesota. Very cool. But hard for me to keep track of the comments on YouTube. But for those of you who were here, thank you. It's truly an honor to be here with you as well. So thank you for that. Have a great night, and I wish you good focus. Good night.